Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you've all had a good Easter. And firstly, I'd like to apologise for the lack of videos lately. I know it's been a while since my last video, but to cut a long story short, as always, life comes first, family, work, and so on. Also on Friday, Carla and Jessica were at home to obviously watch the royal wedding, which they enjoyed. And I'll be honest with you guys, I did find myself enjoying the event too. I would assume that a majority of you also tuned in to watch the event. And I also worked in Pall Mall for almost 20 years in a private gentleman's club, so it was great to see some of those familiar streets and places live as it happened. But anyways, enough of that. Show you guys what I've been buying over the past month. Also, if you're watching one of my previous videos, I did mention that I purchased another handheld, which wasn't the 3DS. But since then, I have two to show you, and you've probably guessed what the other one is. And yes, I did get it on an impulse buy. But firstly, trip back in time and show you some of the games that I got for the MSX, and they're all eBay purchases. There's 8 tape games from a seller in the UK. The games, they're all roughly £1 each, including postage. I paid £15 in total. Also, a Japanese seller, 4 unboxed cartridge games, about $5 each plus $10 postage, roughly $30 in total. So without further ado, show you what I got. Okay, first up we have Stardust, which is a vertical shoot 'em up. Show you some screenshots on the back. That is the Spectrum version, which will obviously be the MSX version 2. And I would assume that would be the Commodore 64 and the Amstrad. That's Stardust. Next up we have Gauntlet, Deeper Dungeons, which basically just another 512 all new, all action super screens. It's basically an extension of the original. On the back we've got the Commodore 64, Spectrum, MSX, and the Amstrad. Next up we've got Captain S, which is basically a action adventure sort of game. Screenshots on the back. So you get 3 lives, and I would assume that that's his that sausage there is his energy bar. There you have it. Next up is Norseman. This is a very early hack and slash sort of game, very basic, mind you. The idea of the game, there's no screenshots on the back. The idea of the game is basically you've got to sort of hack your way through defeating all sorts of enemies while defending your helmet, your golden helmet of power. Don't ask, but there is gameplay videos of this on YouTube, so if you don't believe me, do check it out and you'll get the idea of the game itself. Next up, another vertical shooter by Activision, an early Activision game, is Pathfinder. Okay, let's show some screenshots on the back. Very basic. Next up, Boulder Dash 2. I think we all know Boulder Dash by now. I think the most recent was on the DS. So here's some screenshots there at the back. Very basic. It's the loading screen. Whether that's the MSX or not, I don't think so. That looks more like the Commodore 64 version. Next up, Abu Simbel Profound Nation, which is again another action arcade adventure sort of game. Show some screenshots on the back. Don't know if you can see that. And the final game that came also in the bundle is, which I already owned, but since given it to another fellow YouTuber, is Terramax. And this is like another action puzzle adventure sort of game. Again, that's the Spectrum screenshots, but again will also be the MSX version. And those are the tape games. Okay, on to the final 4 games, which are the loose carts. First up we have Crazy Train, which is an early Konami game, released in '83, which was published by Sony. And basically it's a sliding block puzzle game, very similar to Pipe Man in some ways, almost. And this was originally released in the arcade, titled Locomotion. Next up we have Chorokyu, which is a platform puzzle sort of game involving toy cars. In Europe it's known as Penny Racers, but the MSX version has nothing to do with the later versions, which involved obviously racing and customization, and also elements of RPG, which involve towns and side quests. Next up we have Frontline. I think this was a year before Commando, so it's that sort of game. Again, it's by Taito. It is actually on the Taito Legends 2 compilation. Again, this was an arcade game. And the final cartridge game I have is Diver, which is as you can see, an active simulation war game, which involves robots. And those are the MSX games. I still have a couple more to come, but obviously when I do, I'll show them in a future video. Next up is an eBay purchase of a PC Engine game that I originally owned back in the day. I got it on import release, and it's a shoot 'em up, and that is W Ring. It's a really good shoot 'em up. Nothing special, but I do like it, and it is boxed and complete. I saw by the front cover there, and there's the cart and the spongy thingy there. And as I said, I did have it, but stupidly sold it on, so I'm really chuffed to have it back in the collection. Paid roughly £25 for it, which I know is a bit pricey, but definitely worth to have back in my collection. I also purchased 2 Dreamcast titles from Amazon, but unfortunately one of them got lost in the post. I can't say whether it was the Royal Mail's fault or the Portuguese post over here. Who's to blame? I really can't tell. But what I can say is it was Evil Twin, and it's a game that I've been after for quite some time, and I paid £30 for it, as I know on eBay it tends to go from 40 to 45 mint. So I thought I was getting a good deal, but sadly that's not to be. Luckily I was able to get my money back, so it's a game I'm still looking out for in the near future, as it's a game I definitely would like to add to my Dreamcast collection. I do, however, own it on the PS2, but I think it's more suited for the Dreamcast. So there you have it. But luckily the second game didn't arrive, and I'm glad it did, because I did pay quite a bit for it. A game that I've also been after quite some time. And it arrived in really good condition, no broken hinges or cracked case as they tend to be. And that is Cannon Spike. I know in the US on eBay they're very regularly going for around $40 to $55, but I really wanted the PAL release, as it was one of the last few PAL releases for the Dreamcast. And it normally goes for, I've seen it go between 50 to even £80. And there's even a Canadian seller trying to flog it for 120, and that's not including postage. So I was more than happy to take this from a UK seller through Amazon for £60, including postage. Really chuffed to get this into the collection. As I said, I've been after it for quite some time. It is mint, condition. Even the seller goes to say it's only been with one owner. That's what the seller's told me. I'm not even going to open it in case I break the hinges myself. It's a sort of overhead gun game involving various characters like Street Fighter 2, Ghosts and Goblins, Darkstalkers, even Mega Man. Really good game, worth having if you like that sort of thing. But as I said, I'm really chuffed to have that in my collection. The next game was an original Xbox title, a game that I played back on the day on the Super Nintendo, at a friend's house, and that is NBA Jam. I've seen quite a few pickups with this game, and I didn't know it even existed, so I thought I'd have some of that, and picked it up on Amazon for £6, no, £5 including postage. I was told by the seller it was brand new, as good as new, but the manual is a bit tatty and a couple minor marks on the CD, not major but still, and also the case is cracked, doesn't even close properly, and if you look at the top there, it's all sort of worn out, so I was really gutted, but there you have it, honesty in some people. But £6, it wasn't. Didn't break the bank. So until I get it, so it'll do until I get till a better copy comes along. Now for the current gen, the only PS3 title that I picked up here locally was Singularity. It's brand new, box complete. I'm actually playing it at the moment, and that was €20. Really good game if you like Bioshock and Half-Life, more or less the same thing. Horror game involving zombies and all that. It's set on a make-believe Russian island, which involves also travelling back to the 1950s, where the cover-up started. A really good game, worth checking out if you like that sort of thing. For the 360, I got again another Amazon purchase. A lot of Amazon purchases this month, and that is Wet. If you like your Kill Bill or Quentin Tarantino type movies, sort of B-movie like themes, more or less the same. And that was £6 including postage. I'll show you the back there. The final two Xbox 360 games that I got were Japanese titles, but are region free, and they're cave shooters. So the first one is, if I can pronounce it right, is Mushihime Samasa Futari. This is a cave shooter. You see the logo there. It is a platinum collection, but it really doesn't bother me at all. I get to play the game. It's box complete, and I got this Play Asia for €27, including postage. I'll show you the back there. Trying to show some screenshots, but it's really too small. What I might do, try and do a gameplay video of this and the other one. If you're into your hell bullet shooters, it's definitely worth checking out, and it's going really cheap. The final Xbox 360 title, again another cave shooter, but 2-in-1, and that is Mushi Mushi Pork and Pink Sweets. There you have it. I think this was actually from an eBay. No, this was on eBay, and I got this for £50 including postage. Now I've looked on Play Asia, and this goes for, I think, $80. There's also a special edition which goes for slightly more, and I've seen some sites trying to flog the game for $120 or even £120 from some UK sites, game sites. And it's, as I said, it's two shooters in one. So on this side you have Mushi Mushi Pork, and there you got Pink Sweets. If you've got the budget, and it's recommended, definitely worth adding to your collection if you're into your hell bullet sort of shooters. And speaking of cave, if you do like your held bullets and cave in general, check out the latest Retro Gamer magazine, which has a 6-page article on the cave story, which goes for their back catalogue and what's in the pipeline. Really good read, definitely worth checking out. And as I've already mentioned, I did purchase 2 handhelds. And first one, you probably guess what it is, and that is the 3DS. I got the Aqua Blue, and the game I got with it was the Super Street Fighter 4. I originally wanted to also get Rayman 3DS, but they didn't have it in stock, so I just thought I'd get this for the time being. Great game, great machine. Also, bear with me a sec. Hi guys, sorry about that. I had to take a quick call. But anyway, I was going to show you that second handheld that I purchased, and I'll show you the unit in a minute. But what I'll do is explain a little bit, give you a little info about the unit itself, and what I'm hoping to do if I get around to it. Do a video showing the handheld in action. So without further ado, we have the Canoe. It's an open source Linux based handheld video games console, and it was created by Game Park Holdings of South Korea, and it's the successor to the GP2X and the Wiz. It was first showcased at the Electronic Entertainment Expo 2010, obviously last year, and it's very popular with the homebrew community and a great source for emulation. The likes of Neo Geo, Super Nintendo, Mega Drive, MSX, PC Engine, and so on. You can also there's also a lot of freeware games for it. As I did mention, it's very popular with the homebrew community, so there's always the odd game coming out for it. To show you the machine a little more in detail, there you got the on and off switch. You can also, like the PSP, put it on hold, and here you got the power light. When it's on, it's blue, and when it's charging, it's red. Shoulder buttons here. You got the volume up there. There's your slot for the SD card, which if I can get it open. Down here we got, that's a USB port. Now the unit does have Wi-Fi, but unfortunately it's not built into the machine itself. What you have to do is use what they call a dongle, which is basically a standard memory stick, which gives you the Wi-Fi capabilities. And I'm told that, well, from what I've read, it does have, you can do Wi-Fi gaming, but I've yet to try that. And also over here, that's where you charge the unit, and also using the link-up cable so you can play it on your LCD screen. Now, that's the machine. It is touchscreen. It also comes with a stylus, which, like the DS, slots in right like so. And I'll just show you a game running. And I'll show you, oops. I forgot to mention also that the speakers are on the back of the unit, not at the front. It's stereo, as you can see, one left and right. Why they've done that, I really don't know, but I'm sure there's a reason. But it is loud enough, so I'll put it on full blast for you to get the sort of idea. And there you have it. That is the canoe. And what I'll do is as I did say before, I'll try and get around to doing a video and showing it in a bit more detail and in action. And also hook it up to the LCD screen to give you an idea. Size difference comparison to the PSP. It's very built quality, none of this Chinese knockoff, and it actually feels a lot heavier than the PSP. So there you go. And the fitness of the unit itself. And there you have it. Now, I got this from an eBay seller in South Korea, and it was $100 for the unit plus $20 postage, and I also got the dongle. I've got some screen protector, a case, it came with a strap and an extra stylus. You also get the PC Manager Suite installation guide, whatnot. This is what the box looks like. And that was all for a total of $120, including postage. And there you have it. Alright guys, I just thought I'd quickly show you the canoe hooked up to the LCD screen. And for this gameplay I'm going to be showing you the MAME emulator. So I'm going to select Send Dragon. As you can see, there's the canoe there. I haven't got the sound coming from the LCD because I've not hooked it up, but the sound coming from the unit is good enough. Actually, it's loud enough. Just quickly show you the first stage. before I go, I'll just show you one more thing that another way that you can play games on the Canoe. And I'll just go into the game select, and I'll just select Truxton 2. And those two fire buttons there, and there you are. Turn it like so, and you can play the games as they were originally meant to be played, vertically. Okay guys, that's it. That's all I've been buying game-wise for the past month or so. But I did manage to buy a few more items that are not game-related, but figured I'd show you guys anyway. And I managed to get hold of some action figures they came from an eBay seller in Canada, and I paid $52. And they're from one of my all-time favourite horror movies, and they are from Dawn of the Dead. And over here we have Flyboy. If anyone remembers the movie. Really well detailed. Shade the back there. Sorry about the glare, see if I can move the light a bit. Right. Should be alright. Also we have the plaid shirt zombie. See if I can do a bit close up. In the back. Really well detailed. And finally we have the Hare Krishna zombie. Shade of that. And that's about it. I did also manage to get some comics, again all zombie related. Ordered. Walking Dead 81, issue 81. '82. '83. And I've got 84 and 85 on the way. I do collect the series. Also got an Image First print of #1. And the Image have started a rerun on a series, and they've done a weekly thing with The Walking Dead. So issue #1 weekly. #2. #3. It's no different to the covers when they originally first printed. Just having the weekly written underneath. And #6. Another zombie comic I picked up was The Last Resort, which sort of pays homage to the 1970 disaster movie, the airport movies. And that's The Last Resort, issue 1. Don't be fooled by the girlish covers. They are very gory and a lot of sex in there as well too. Not that it matters. 2, 3, 4, and finally 5. And from Dark Horse Comics, Living with the Dead. Number 1. Number 2. Oh, sorry. That's number 3. Sorry. That's number 2. And that's number 1. And also a fellow YouTuber who I've become good friends here, called Archeo Gamer, very kindly sent me some comics. A whole bunch of them. I'm not going to show you all of them because there's quite a few here. They're all horror comics, vampires and zombies, all that sort of thing. And here we are. He wasn't too fussed whether I mentioned or not, but I feel I had to, because it was really kind of him to send me these comics. As you can see, there's 30 Days of Night. So, any of you guys have seen the movie, this is where it all started, comic-wise. To show you the 30 Days of Night covers. There's just 3 issues on this side story, which is called Dead Space. Of course, there's loads more to go through, which I have read already, and awesome they are. Again, many thanks, mates. Really kind of you to send these comics over. And that's about it. So, hope you've enjoyed the video, and I'll try and upload another video as soon as I can. Not leaving it too long this time, and as always, take care and bye for now.